How's it going, gamers? Today I'm going to be reviewing Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, and my opinion is coming from a casual Smash player, which I feel like is the main audience for this kind of a game. It's been crazy to see like the reception of this game online on Twitter. Like all the competitive Andes, they're all saying like, wow, this game is the next best thing, this game is incredible, this game is revolutionizing how we look at like platform fighters. Like everyone's just literally praising this game over and over and over and over and over. And I really hate to be that guy because I have yet to see a negative opinion on this game, but I'm gonna be that guy. I'm sorry, I have to. This game isn't very good. It just isn't. It really isn't. And I was talking about this live on stream. I was chatting with my Twitch fam, and they're amazing, by the way. If you want to hang out, we hang out every day on Twitch. But I was gauging opinions from different people, and a lot of them were saying like, yeah, like actually, the game has like this spectacle when you first boot it up because it's like, wow, Nickelodeon Smash Bros. It's so cool. But then it wears off. It wears off kind of slow because then you realize it's like, wow, like the core gameplay just isn't quite there. And don't get me wrong, I'm gonna pull out we made a little note thing of all the things I think I don't like about the game and what chat also didn't like about the game. And I will mention the things I do like about the game, but I really want to get my opinion out there because I feel like everyone is hyping this game up so much and people are just buying it. And I feel like you should make a more informed decision before you drop a whole $40 and soon $50 on this game. That's one of my main issues with the game is the price, but we'll touch on that later on. Okay, so before I talk about all the specific details of things I don't like about this game, I want to make it very clear that the developers of this game, Ludosity, I respect them. I think they have a great track record. They made Slap City a few years ago, and that game was phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. And I completely forgot about it, but they actually gave me the game for free. They gave me a bunch of Steam codes for my friends, and they gave me a bunch of Steam codes to give away on stream. So Ludosity has treated me well in the past, and I do have respect for their company and the game that they made in the past. So this isn't coming from a place of like, it's just bad game. No, I'm being fair. I'm being fair and I'm being critical. And I think right now this game is not worth your money. Unless there's a price drop or unless they've addressed a lot of the issues with the game. I don't think it's worth your $40 and $50. I really don't. Okay, so let's start talking about some of the details and the things that I don't like about the game. So the first thing I'm really not a big fan of is the general like movement of the game. I feel like this is something that a lot of people were telling me they had an issue with, and in the beginning it didn't really seem like a big deal because everyone was like, oh, we're just learning how to play. But I asked my friend Sherwood, who is also another Smash tuber, and he was talking about how he also just didn't like the movement. And the reason the movement is kind of weird is because when you begin to move in the game, you start at a very slow walk, almost like a crawl. And then as you continue to move, you build up speed. And then after a good, maybe it feels like 5 seconds, but that would be ridiculous. After like a whole 2 seconds, you finally move at your maximum speed. And this just makes the game feel really sluggish. It feels like you're always like having some sort of, it almost feels like the dead zones on your controller are not properly calibrated, if that makes sense. It feels like, wow, is my controller like broken? Is there something wrong with my controller? And that's not a feeling you should get when you're playing a game. Like, that's just ridiculous. I feel like you should feel like this is a responsive, intuitive, and fluid game because it's literally a fighting game. Like, that's the whole point. And I feel like the fact that there isn't dash dancing when this is a game that really like talks about how competitive and awesome it is, it just feels kind of off. Yeah, you could wave dash back and forth to get around, but it just doesn't really feel good, in my opinion. The overall feel of the game, if I could compare it to a Smash game, because I know a lot of you haven't played it yet, would be, it kind of feels like Smash 4, but like worse. And I despise Smash 4. I think it's the worst Smash game. And I would rather play Smash 4 than this game. I genuinely would. The movement just feels restrictive. And I think that's an issue. Now, here's the thing. I also want to talk about how I can see why they made this decision. The reason why the movement feels like this is because in this game, every character can instantly act out of dash attack. So if you run into someone and dash attack them, then instantly, frame one, you can do anything you want. You can up smash, you can down smash, you can short hop aerial, like whatever you want, which is really cool, by the way. I think that's a positive about the game. So I can see why they chose to make it so that you can't just instantly dash from a stopped position like you can in Smash, because that would be kind of broken, wouldn't it? Like you'd be able to just instantly dash attack and combo and anything. But if it was broken and everyone could do it, would it still be broken? Maybe that would be one of the coolest things ever, actually, now that I think about it. But hey, I'm not a game developer and I'm not a game designer, so what do I know, right? Another thing I want to talk about when it comes to gameplay is there are no forward or back aerials. So if you do like a forward air or a back air, you'll just perform a neutral air. It's kind of like the same phenomenon you feel if you go back and play Smash 64 and you try to side B, you'll just do like a neutral B. And fun fact, it's actually the same way for specials. There's no side special. There's just neutral up and down. And I mean, I can see also why they made this decision, because there's like this hidden rock paper scissors effect where like up air beats down air and down smash beats up smash, or I don't even know what it is, but there's like a rock paper scissors system with the aerials and the smash attacks. And if there was a side, that would probably complicate the balance. But I don't know, man, it just feels kind of off. It feels like you just end up spamming like neutral air for most of your combos. If you've seen some SpongeBob gameplay, like literally all you do is short hop neutral air. Like that's the entire gameplay gimmick of SpongeBob. And it blows my mind that these pros are sitting there spamming the same move over and over again, and they're sitting there and they're going, wow, this is really fun. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I hate to be the guy. I hate to be the Debbie Downer. I hate to be the negative Nancy. I hate to be the guy that sucks the fun that everyone's having right now. But I feel like it's misleading. I feel like these people are lying to their audiences so they buy this game. It's just, I don't know. I don't know, dude. Maybe I'm just too picky these days, but I just really don't. I'm not feeling this game, man. I'm just really not. I think all these small things about the game make the game feel annoying to play. I don't want to play this game anymore. Like my chat's asking me to play this game because it's hot and poppin', and I mean, to be fair, the graphics are really good. You know, it's another positive thing I like about the game. I think the art style's cool. A lot of the stage designs are really awesome. I love Jellyfish Fields. I love the Ghost Zone. Like a lot of stages are really, really cool. So this game has like spectacle, but watching the game and playing the game are two totally different experiences. I was watching like HBox and Leffen play this game before it dropped, and I was like, wow, this looks really fun. Like this looks cool. And then I got it and I was like, what happened? Like there's a disconnect. The pros make this game look like it flows like butter, but it doesn't. And maybe the counter argument to me could be like, okay, well, Linklight, you're just bad. You know, you're just bad. That's why you're not enjoying the game. You're bad. You don't know how to move properly. You don't know the mechanics. You know the physics. But I'll go ahead and say this. If Super Smash Bros. Melee was released today and they had no changes to it, literally every Smash 4 and Ultimate player would play that game and go, wow, this feels clunky and unresponsive and weird. And those players would not enjoy Melee for what it is. And as someone who grew up on Melee, I'm like, oh, well, you know, it just works for me because I grew up playing it and it makes sense to me. But do you understand like the disconnect that those people will feel? They're not going to want to play. And that's how I feel. I don't want to play this game because it feels like it's hard to control. I feel like these are and once again, I want to really put a question in your head. Well, who is this game for? It's Nickelodeon Smash. Is it for the pros? Or is it for casuals? If this game is for the casuals, then this needs to be fixed. Like I don't think this is even up for dispute. If this game was made for pros, then why is it Nickelodeon? They should have just made an original fighting game or something with a more serious tone to it. I mean, yeah, haha, Nintendo Smash party game, whatever. But no, I'm serious. Like, who is this game for? If it's for the pros, then, you know, maybe this wasn't meant for me. Maybe I'm not the primary demographic for this kind of game. But I've been playing Smash Bros. Since I could literally pick up a controller at the age of 3. And I've played through every Smash as it's been popular and as it's fallen. And I feel like if I literally picked up this game and within 20 minutes I decided that it feels like crap and I don't want to play it, I think there's a problem. But hey, maybe I'm getting a little too aggressive here. I'm just saying, $50 is a lot of money. Especially if you're younger. Pulling together $50 to buy Super Smash Bros. Brawl in 5th grade was almost impossible. I had to wait for my birthday to roll around, otherwise I would have not been able to afford it. So if you're a young person who doesn't have a source of income, I think you should not spend your hard-earned $50 on this game. I really don't. That's just my 2 cents. All right, let's get into other stuff I don't like about the game. So we wrote this on stream. I'll go ahead and zoom in on it. Some stages you can't tell where the ledges are. I feel like they should really do a good job of putting like items or casting shadows on certain parts of the map, or putting fog and like something to really indicate what is and isn't playable ground. In Cat Dog's house, I can't tell you how many of my friends just walked off the stage and went, "Oh wow, that's a ledge." Like they can't tell. They should put like a piece of wood there or something to indicate like, oh, like you can grab onto that, or this is what is the edge. Some stages work out perfectly well. Jellyfish Fields, the Flying Dutchman stage, Ghost Zone, they all have like super vibrant like lines around them, and it's very obvious what isn't playable ground. So this is an issue for some of the more casual stages, but I think it's still an issue that should be addressed, because once again, if this is designed for a casual audience, which I think it is because there's casual stages, they should make it intuitive, please. This is more of my fault, but I still think it's a valid complaint. It feels like all the aerials in the game are the same. They just hit you like for 10% and they launch you like a small amount of distance. They don't feel inspired, they feel boring, and they don't feel satisfying to use. Now the thing was, that was my opinion for the longest time until I realized that there are strong aerials. Pressing the X button in the air will activate a strong aerial. So you have normal aerials, and then you have strong up aerial, strong down aerial, and strong neutral aerial. Remember, no side or back, no forward and back in this game. So that's where you can get like your nasty stomps and your nasty up airs, but they take forever to come out. So like you have to really time them, and they just feel a little counterintuitive. So I feel like there's 2 solutions here. If you don't want to change the way the whole game works, then just make it so that you can remap the strong input to the C stick. The fact that you can do strong smash attacks on the ground with the C stick, but in the air they just do normal aerials like they do in Smash, doesn't make sense for this kind of game. They should do strong in the air as well. If I want to do a weak aerial in the air, I'll just use the A button. Or once again, just make it like a toggle. There's no remapping in this game. You can change like the 3 primary buttons, but that's it. There's no remapping at all. So that's a feature that needs to be added, because that's, it's a fighting game. You should be able to play with the controls that you want to play with. A small one the character selection screen should have names. Yeah, you can hear the name when you press A on somebody, but I feel like the name should be on the character selection screen. Just makes it more intuitive. Another thing is the flow of like getting into games is kind of frustrating. You play a match with somebody, let's say you do SpongeBob Dittos on Jellyfish Fields, right? It's just all SpongeBob, really simple. You have a match, and you're like, hey, that was kind of fun. I want to switch to Patrick. So in order to switch to Patrick, you have to back out of the match, go back to the character selection screen, reselect your cursor from the bottom, and then repick your character. It's just like a very not good flow. It doesn't remember what character you picked last. You have to start from scratch every time. If you're playing offline with CPUs, it's the most annoying thing ever. You have to literally select both at the same time. Yeah, there's a rematch button, which I think is actually really cool. I like that idea, but they should also make it very intuitive, especially online, to be able to just switch your character really quick and repick everything, kind of like how Smash works. That'd be wonderful. Next thing I want to talk about is movesets. Movesets feel incomplete without forward or back aerials. I talked about this. I don't know if they would ever change this. I feel like this is a decision that was made back in like the design stage of the game. And then last but not least, alt skins. I'm actually really surprised that they didn't launch the game with at least 1 alt skin per character. doing dittos means that you kind of lose track of who you are, like half of the match. It's honestly such a nitpick. I'm not even like upset about that at all. Like, I'm just kind of surprised they decided to not even make like a slightly darker toned version of every character, you know, just like a shade of black over it, so it's just obvious who is who. Kind of like how Smash does, they have like darker shades for if you're on the same team kind of thing. But apparently that was data mined, that's coming out soon, so that's cool. And with all that being said, I want to move on to this next part of my review, where I'm aware that a lot of the issues in this game I think can be fixed. I personally had good impressions for the first like 10 minutes that I played the game, because I think the graphics are really nice. I think they did a really good job of honing this art style that kind of feels very Nickelodeon, but isn't ugly. You know, I think a lot of the Nickelodeon games can be kind of ugly, but this game looks good. I think this game has a good art direction, and whoever is in charge of that should pat themselves on the back, because they did a fantastic job. The music's actually pretty decent. I know someone said that the music was terrible, but personally I think the music's pretty good. The Jellyfish Field song is probably the best song in the entire game. Absolute bop. So good job on the music. Stage designs are pretty solid. I just say like you need, you know, the more clear indication of what is and isn't playable on, but the stage designs are fun, and there's a lot of fun references in there that I did not expect, and I was pleasantly surprised by that. As someone who grew up watching Nickelodeon, there's a lot of spectacle to this game with those first impressions. The roster, I feel like, was actually a really good pick. I don't really have a lot of complaints about the roster. I'd say the only issue I have, and it's not even really an issue, but I just thought I'd mention it, it is kind of weird that Timmy Turner and Jimmy Neutron are not present in this game. You know, they're some of the most iconic Nickelodeon characters, so it's kind of like making a Smash game without like Donkey Kong and Yoshi or something like that. I don't know. It just kind of feels a little weird. I feel like SpongeBob and Patrick are definitely the Mario and Luigi of this game, so I feel like that's like a fair comparison of like Timmy Turner and Jimmy Neutron being like, you know, just like icons that are just missing. So maybe it's like a licensing thing. I'm sure that, you know, getting every character in this game wasn't easy. There's a lot of owners of these characters, and you have to sign a lot of paperwork and agreements, and I'm sure it's expensive. So, you know, it makes sense. It's not a complaint. It's just something I thought I'd mention. It's a little weird that they're not there. But apparently they're planning more characters anyway, so maybe Timmy and Jimmy will make it in eventually. I just saw on my Steam profile that Ludwig's actually reviewed the game. He has 10 hours on the game, and he says he hasn't had this much fun in a while. Game felt a little clunky at first, but after having like 10 hours in the game, feels so clean, man. Highly recommend. Combos are fun. Here's the thing. Ludwig's is a competitive Melee player. He's not like, you know, like a top competitive Melee player, but this man knows all the tech skill. He's got a really good Falco. He plays Melee at like a higher level than like a casual person, right? So the fact that it took him 10 hours to feel like this game was smooth and clean, I think there's an issue there, personally. And that's why the pros are telling you that this game is cool. Maybe, yes, maybe after you hone all the tech and you really polish everything out, you polish your gameplay up, you just really refine everything, maybe this game feels incredible. But I couldn't find that. I really couldn't. And I'm not willing to put in the work into a Nickelodeon game that like I just don't feel an attachment to be able to get there. I feel like if you pick up any Smash game, even if you don't like the mechanics, I do not like Smash 4, and I could still pick up that game and feel like I'm at home within minutes. It doesn't take that long to really understand the nuances of the gameplay of Smash Bros. And I feel like they really missed the mark on this one. This game should be easy to pick up, difficult to master, not difficult to pick up, easy to master. That is absolutely the opposite of what you want in a video game. So once again, I'm so sorry for being critical, but I feel like I have to say it because nobody is saying it, dude. And once again, I want to reiterate, I have nothing but respect for Ludosity. Their Slap City was such a good game. It was so good. I love Slap City. I even went back after I made this review to make sure that I wasn't missing anything in this puzzle, and Slap City still feels amazing to this day. Like the gameplay feels good. There's just something off about this game. I don't know what it is. It just feels off. However, I think the small changes they could make is allowing you to remap the strongs in the air to the C stick. I feel like that's a huge step forward. The dash attack thing, I don't know what they're going to do about that personally. I think that should be fixed for casuals, but I mean, hey, you want to appeal to the pros right now, I respect that. No issues. So that's it. That's my 45.5 cents on Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. That's my review. Should you buy this game? If you're a casual, no. However, asterisk, if you have a group of bros that come over to your house, you know, you all play Smash Bros together, you like the free-for-alls, I think this is a good pickup. I think if you're hosting like Smash Fests or Smash parties with your bros, that sounds really bad out of context, but you get the idea. If you're hosting like Smash events, then this is a good pickup, because I feel like this game, when you're playing 3-for-alls or free-for-alls like 4-player, it's definitely going to feel less clunky, because when you play with that many people, all skill is thrown out the window and it's just fun, you know, just raw fun. So I think it's a good pickup in that scenario. But if you are somebody who enjoys the 1v1s in Smash and you enjoy, you know, the newer Smash games, even if you enjoy Melee, like I love Melee casually. Yeah, I grew up with it. I just can't recommend this game, dude. I really can't. So I feel like this is only going to be a recommended buy from me if you know, play in large groups of people, Smash Bros. Then it's a good pickup. But other than that, not yet, dude. Wait for an update. Wait till they fix this game. There's too many issues. There's also a lot of glitches in this game. Not like game-breaking ones. It just doesn't feel like it's been fully polished yet. Personally, I think they should have waited another 2 weeks, maybe even a month, to really iron out those buffs. Really refine this game, because I will say this, I don't think this game is doomed at all. I think this game has beautiful potential. They have all the building blocks of what they need. They got a great art direction, great sound design. Oh my gosh, I just remembered. Sorry, this is obviously not scripted. Okay. This game feels like it's really missing something when you're playing it, and I couldn't pinpoint what it was, but then it just clicked like 4 hours in. I was like, oh my gosh, there's no voice lines in this game. None of the characters speak. And that sounds like, oh, that's not a big deal. But believe me, when you play, it feels a little off. There's no grunts, there's no screams, you know what I mean? Like when you die in Smash, you know, the character screams in agony, they died, you know, like there's this feedback, this audio feedback that happens with the characters making sounds and noises, and it's missing. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of really awesome references in this game, like Patrick's like forward smash. He does like a, no, this is Patrick, and that's awesome, but they should have the voice line. Patrick, when he grabs someone, he should go firmly grasp it, because that's one of his best voice lines of all time. Maybe it's a money issue, you know, paying for these lines could be kind of expensive, but I don't know, man. If you can't make it happen, hire people that sound kind of like these characters and just, you know, get some, like when Patrick dies, he should scream, because Patrick screaming is funny, and also it make the game feel more like a game, you know? So that's something I wanted to bring up, but I forgot. But besides the voice thing, the sound design's pretty decent. Like the sound effects are fun, the music is good. Overall, it's pretty decent. So yeah, like I feel like this game has potential. These are all things that can be fixed with updates, and when they fix all these things, I think this is a great buy. When this game feels fluid to play for even a casual, it's like, dude, definitely get it, because it's going to be a lot of fun. But right now, not so much, man. Not so much. There you go. That's my entire review. I've been recording for 26 minutes. I didn't expect it to be that long, but there you go. This is Linklight signing out. See you next time.